pipes big enough. And in this case, from a pipe standpoint, I'm talking a network connection that gives me enough throughput on there to go from one system to another in a relatively short period of time. But if I'm dealing with large data sets, either in my data lakes, my Hadoop, or any of the, or even like my Greenplum environments, do I have enough CPU horsepower to be able to chug through that much data, especially if I'm going in an unstructured environment? So say I build a Hadoop data lake and I'm scooping social media data, which Facebook will frown on me now, but if I do that. But if I'm scooping large collections of social media because I want to get a customer sentiment about my company. So say my company is, I don't know, Intel. Intel wants to know what customers think about it. You're going to scoop a large collection and see if you can recognize patterns that are inside of that. The hardware acceleration to be able to focus and do specifically for large data processing, either through machine learning or through artificial intelligence, to do recognition of patterns, that is important.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, we're about up on time here. One other question I wanted to bounce off of you.
Sure.
If Intel were thinking of positioning itself as the secure foundation for computing, would that resonate with you? Not resonate? You wouldn't care? Intel is the secure foundation for computing.
So if I'm looking at it from a standpoint of I'm on-prem, then yes, I would care about that. If I look at it from the standpoint of I'm in cloud, again, it's been commoditized and it's been removed from my scope of responsibility. I don't have any visibility into the actual underlying hardware. So whether it's Intel or some other hardware provider, which I won't name, that to me no longer becomes relevant because I can't change that even if I wanted to.
Well,
if I'm dealing with on-prem, I get more of a choice.
Yeah. Well, and even on-prem, do you see yourself or your colleagues in your company really getting into the weeds on the CPU level decisions for servers, or are they more just, buying the latest boxes from Dell or HP and kind of using what they recommend or what a software vendor is speccing should be used? I mean, how in the weeds are people getting realistically, even with on-prem, when it comes to the processors?
From my experience and what I've seen in the different companies that I've actually dealt with, it's usually spec'd out from a vendor standpoint.
Right. Yeah. Whatever specs they say is best for that application or workload. Right.
It's also going to, and that's exactly it. It's going to depend upon what they're going to run on it. So if I'm going to run a vendor product A and I need to have 6 cores, then I'm going to need to make sure that I've got an environment that's going to allow me to have that versus if I run vendor product B that only needs 2 cores.
Yeah.
So it's going to be based upon speccing out what it is that's going to be needed to run the product that I'm trying to put onto that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
and
that's excellent.
A lot of times, most of the stuff nowadays is virtualized anyway, so you're dealing with localized virtual machines under large, where they're allocating CPUs towards it out of a large box.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. So
again,
one more abstraction there. So
sure, yeah.
Hey, we've hit our time, and I don't want to keep you from your supper for too long.
That's all right, quite all right. And actually, I've enjoyed the conversation.
Oh, good. No, it's been really good, Jeff. Really, it's been really good. And heck, you've got great perspective, and you might very well hear from us in the future again on some other related topics. I'm talking security now, but I also research a lot of cloud and AI and other areas, so might hit you up again in the future. Any other final advice we didn't get to, that you'd want to drive home for Intel around security?
Nothing specifically coming to mind at this point. I think we've covered a good wide range of topics.